everybody, live on YouTube, live from Glenview Community Ice Center. Well, the Glenbrook South Titans might have a couple games left in their regular season of the Academic Hockey League, but it is time for the AHAI State Playoffs. The road to the United Center starts right here at Glenview Ice Center as Glenbrook South takes on Mount Carmel of the Chicago Catholic Hockey League. My name is Dylan Ward alongside Phil Kapinski for this one. Gerard Boris is our supervisor and might step in on the scoreboard. Mitch Adams is on your camera. And Phil, we just saw this Titan team win 4-1 last night, but 68 shots on goal. You were talking about how Lake Forest Academy's goalie was having a phenomenal game.
Yeah, I mean, as we all know, goalies can change the tempo of any game. And last night, Nathan Lacoste from Lake Forest put on a clinic, stopping many high valuable opportunities from the Titans. Isaac Bunnell was also on his game, able to let in 14 saves on 15 shots, so it was a good thing. So tonight we're gonna have to see if Cooper Kopinski for the Titans can follow up a good goalie performance against Mr. Urban from the Mount Carmel Caravan.
Well, unlike the Academic Hockey League playoffs, this is the state playoffs, and while this is GBS's second varsity team, all varsity teams fall into the same bracket. And the winner of this game will have to play St. Ignatius, not the St. Ignatius Glenbrook South has played a couple times this season, but the SHL version, Varsity 1, the number 4 seed. And so this is a play-in game to try and get to that game, so the Titans lucky enough to start here at home. Same rules as Academic Hockey League, 17-minute periods. Only difference is if we need OT, it will be endless 5-on-5 in 10-minute increments as the teams meet by their bench and get ready to go. As you mentioned, Cooper Kopinski gets the start for Glenbrook South, a .909 save percentage, .222 goals allowed average, and 1 shutout to his name. As for Mount Carmel, looks like they will be going with Alexander Urban in CCHL play. He's got a .597 goals allowed average, .749 save percentage, 1 shutout, which is technically worse than his counterpart, Hayden Klein, but with more games played, he seems to be their #1 man.
Yeah, it's when you have two teams that haven't seen each other, I anticipate the first period being a lot of feeling each other out. I don't imagine a lot of hard driving to the net. There'll be a lot of crossing the blue lines, pulling up, trying to see what the defensive counterparts are going to pose. And then it's going to be who can keep the front of the net clear. You know, 90% of the game is following the puck, and if the goalies can't follow the puck, you got a great chance of winning.
So GBS blue lines up at center ice. Mount Carmel does the same. GBS wearing the light blue sweaters, their primary homes, and Mount Carmel wearing their primary aways in white and brown. Titans go from left to right, and the Caravan go from right to left here in this first period. We are just about to get set here. First line out for Jim Philbin as Mitchell Adams gets ready for the face-off at center ice. It's won by Mount Carmel, and we are underway. Titans need to go 6 wins in a row here at this tournament if they want to be state champions. It all starts now. As Mount Carmel comes over the line, left wing side, dangles around a couple. Here's a shot on Kopinski. He makes the save against Mount Carmel's Connor McClellan, one of their leading scorers as a defenseman. Now this one goes down to the other side. Battle for it in the corner. Titans come away with it. Two-tie tries a turnaround shot. That gets blocked. Now here comes Mount Carmel. This is Zach Tengelson. Try to pass over, but he couldn't find Logan Gnat. Gnat, their leading scorer, 7 goals, 7 assists in the Chicago Catholic Hockey League regular season, which is 18 games played. Now behind the net, Gnat, far side corner, goes down below the goal line and eventually comes to the near side for Emmett Carr. Try to pass, that's intercepted by the Titan captain, Mitchell Adams. As he tries to get it out, he will. Chasing after the puck, might have a 2-on-1 Ventura to his left. Adams, toe dragging a shot. That one stopped by the goaltender. Here's another shot, and Urban with another save. That's 2 quick ones on that Titan rush. That should also count. He'll cover this one up for a whistle. 15:41 to go in the first, and already some close chances for both sides.
Yeah, Mount Carmel's done a really good job of actually getting to the front of the net. All 3 forwards seem to be working in a nice tandem, knowing where each other are. So that's probably a veteran line for them. Hopefully the Titans can counter that defensively.
Mount Carmel, a storied hockey program, actually won the state championship back in the 70s. Chris Chelios, of course, NHL and more notably Blackhawks alum, played for this team. Just had his jersey retired this season, actually. down at their home ice of Morgan Park Sports Complex. Quinn goes to the other side for Vanderploeg. Tries to get it out past center ice. He could not. Now Quinn tried to kick it ahead. No one knew where the puck was except Bertolomo, and he dumps this one in. Near side Steele trying to get it out. Algrim to Steele, and he backhands it out to the neutral zone. Garvey tried to pass. That's intercepted by Vanderploeg. Now Sokol over the line, left wing side. Daniel Sokol being pressured down on that far side corner, 2 against 1, and Mount Carmel will come away with the puck. Try to play it out to the neutral zone. That's in Sit Skates. And now eventually they'll play it off the boards and out to Buchanan, fresh off the bench. Titans inches away from a potential too many men call, but they didn't get it. Now to Buchanan into the zone, down below the goal line. Left side circle, try to pass up to the point, but he couldn't get it to his man. Now this one gloved down to Buchanan, tries a shot. He was contested as it goes down to the near side corner. Thrown in front, rolls in the blue paint, but eventually cleared out by Mount Carmel. This will go all the way down and become an icing. Mount Carmel only 3 wins in the Chicago Catholic Hockey League this season, finished outside of the playoff line, and well, Phil, 2 of those wins were against 0-18 Marist.
Yeah, I would have to say that the statistical advantage comes here to the Titans, but once again, playing an unknown opponent, we don't really know what that's going to entail. I have to give the edge early to Mount Carmel. Their forwards have really taken it to the Titans at this point without much sustained pressure coming back.
2-0 the shots, at least on the scoreboard. We've got them at 2-3 in favor of the Titans. As Mount Carmel skates out of the zone with it. Here comes Andrew Flood. He gets hit into the boards. Mount Carmel gets the puck back. I'm looking at number 2 for the Titans. Here's a giveaway behind the net. They go up to the right point. Here's a shot deflected on its way. Big save there by Kopinski. Didn't have a lot of time to react on the bouncer. Now down to Viabarski. How do you pronounce that name? I don't think I've ever seen that guy.
He's been with us since Thanksgiving. He originally came over, started skating with varsity originally, but thought he'd get more playing time here with the varsity 2 team.
Gotcha.
Tibor Verbitsky.
I just call him Teamer, guys.
You could hear the faint Mitch Adams there with the third mic. We couldn't really get it at the same level as ours, so he'll be chiming in every now and again. He has a pair of headphones on as well, so he can hear us. Puck being battled for on the near side corner. McCrulis tried to get it out. Now Mount Carmel will. Poked ahead. Here they come over the line. Emmett Carr. Centering pass. Here's a shot and a save made by Kopinski. And the other way come the Titans. Maybe a 4-on-1. Here's Pinto over the line. Got it to Adams. Backhander back to Pinto, and he couldn't finish. Good passing play by the Titans, but no goal on the play. Now the other way, the Caravan over the line. Here's Tangelson. He was a CCHL All-Star this year. As he gloves it down, one of their alternate captains, but Adams swoops in there to knock it off of his stick. Puck regained by the Caravan. Down into the Titan zone. Here comes Ventura. Skating over the blue line, right wing side. Ventura with a shot in and out of the glove. And eventually the net comes off on the follow-up. 11:57 to go here in the first 0-0 game.
Yeah, early on, I wish I could see the Titans defensemen actually playing a little bit more body. They're a little bit discombobulated in the coverages. I noticed Lomer's not in uniform tonight, and Caleb Sitz playing back on the blue line, and that might cause a little bit of a challenge early on for the Titans.
As I think Gerard might have set up the net cams inverted left and right. So we'll get you that replay of that rush from the correct camera soon. We drop the puck in the neutral zone as Mount Carmel takes control. Got to think for these Mount Carmel Caravan players, maybe a lot of their first time ever playing here at Glenview Ice Center. Southern Chicago private school. from Morgan Park, and Gerard comes in and notifies us that he's fixed the left and right goal cam, so we appreciate that, Gerard. He's got a lot of time to do that kind of stuff when he's not doing the camera, as this one gets banked down into Mount Carmel's zone. Still waiting for our first goal here in Glenview, as this is picked up by Rowan Garvey. He sends it in and goes off for a change. Quinn down below the goal line picks it up for the Titans. Out to Algrim. He couldn't force it out of the zone. Mechanic back down low. Wrapped it around the boards to the near side and played over to the far side. Vanderplug trying to get it out, kept alive right point. Here's a shot. That one sails wide by Thaddeus Kolk. Now below the line once again. Team scramble, and Kapinski will just cover up the puck. Some pushing and shoving after the whistle. And boy, Phil, you talked about how these teams don't play each other. No love lost here early in the first period.
Yeah, you know, I have to give credit to the Titans for coming to the defense of the goaltender there. Obviously had the puck covered. Mount Carmel player skated through and gave a little extra stick there. So nice to see them sticking up for their teammates.
And it looks like the Titans actually going to get a penalty out of this. Graham Vanderplug goes to the box, and Mount Carmel will go on the power play.
They got a guy in the box as well. Coincidental.
Oh yeah, there you go, Mitch. Thanks for clearing that up. So coincidental penalties. Looks like you're having some kind of problem. You can't hear out of the...
I can only hear out of the left right now, so I don't know if there's a cable came loose. Gerard, oh, there we go. Something we did.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
There we go. Gerard's a master of the long cable.
There it is.
Thank you, sir. We're all good.
They actually got two guys in the box now, so we'll see.
You need to stop yanking on the cable.
If we'll have a
It's a personal issue I'm working on. Sorry, I'm just so big and long and lanky. I get away from the box.
Speaking of the box, it looks like, as Mitch just helped us out, there are two Caravan skaters in the box. So this might actually turn out to be a power play for Glenbrook South. We'll wait for it to all come through on game sheet. So Vanderplug gets 2 minutes for roughing. Vincent Kiochi gets 2 minutes for roughing. And that's either a second minor or someone serving a 2 and a 10. Again, has not loaded into game sheet yet. They're talking down there at the official scores.
Looks like Quinn's going to go in as well.
Yeah, so Quinn goes in as well for the Titans. And 2 men in the box on each side. So slashing going to be the second call against Mount Carmel. And now they're putting in the second call against Glenbrook South. As we wait for it to show up. 2 minute minor for roughing for Quinn. All right, so after all that, we'll stay 5-on-5, and those skaters will be let out of the box. First whistle at the 8:41 mark. And we'll drop the puck in the neutral zone. Face-off taken, 50-50 puck eventually by GBS. Here's Tutai, backhands this one up to McCrulis, turning on the speed, tried to go for Adams, bounces to Tutai instead, and he scores! Well, Tutai wasn't his intended target, but it eventually bounced off his skate right to him, and the Titans strike first 1-0.
Yeah, we talked earlier about great positioning, knowing where everybody was at. Tutai fouled the play into the zone, happened to pick up the loose puck, and then hit it home 5-hole on Urban.
We do have a fan cam. Maybe you heard Gerard, so you can see that breakout goes off the skate of Thaddeus Kolke. And they go 5-hole as we get a look at the varsity boys watching on. And the reaction, good stuff. So Glenbrook South strikes first here in Glenview. First game of the AHAI State Playoffs. This is the play-in. So the winner of this will advance to the round of 32.
You know, you'd like to see the Titans build back. I always think keys to the game are the minutes before and after you give and get a goal. Can you keep the opponent off the board and keep momentum?
It's always the most important shift in hockey after a goal, whether it's a goal you scored or allowed. How you respond either way. As Mount Carmel works with the puck back in their own zone. Behind the net, this one played off the far boards, but they can't get it out. Here's Ventura, and a shot by Sokol. That one wouldn't go. Now behind the net, the Caravan grabbed possession, but stolen away by Steele, and he's just unable to keep it in the zone as Mount Carmel dumps it. Intended to go down into the zone, but instead right into the Titan bench, and watch out, Jimmy Philbin down there on the home bench.
Well, Jimmy's got cat-like reactions. I'm not too worried about him. He's confident, hands in the pocket. You know, I worry about, no offense, but the goaltender coach sitting underneath the home sign. You know, sometimes they get caught up watching the goalies. They don't look for the puck.
Well, you think if they're a goaltending coach, then they'd be the ones with cat-like reflexes, right? But
they're used to getting hit by the puck, so it's not a big deal.
Here's Adams to McCrulis. Couldn't get a clean shot away. Teddy McCrulis back behind the net. Now to the near side, Mendoza, but it gets forced out by Carmel. And Pinto will have to chase back after it. So don't let Mount Carmel's record fool you. While they do have some of the worst stats in the Chicago Catholic Hockey League, which of course is a Varsity 1 league. This is Glenbrook South's Varsity 2 league, so again, it might not be a fair matchup, but it's just how it goes. No Varsity 2 division, at least not yet, for the AHAI State Championship, so they all slot in the same. With Glenbrook South being one of the better Varsity 2 teams in the state against one of the worst Varsity 1 teams, this could be a pretty close matchup, and so far it is just 1-0 Titans. We've got shots on goal as 5-4 Glenbrook South.
Yeah. Considering Mount Carmel's propensity to take penalties, I'd like to see the Titans be a little bit more physical and see if they can bait them into a few power plays early here in the first period.
It's a good point you bring up. In the CCHL, again, this is 18 games played, 354 penalty minutes. That is the second most in the league, just behind Marmion. As this one's iced down. Speaking of Marmion, they won their play-in game against New Trier Gray on Sunday, as the coincidental penalty servers are freed halfway through the first period. 1-0 Titans, the goal by Alex Tutai. Tutai, their leading goal scorer on the season, at least regular season-wise, with 19 goals. Of course, this doesn't count to that total, as this is a different competition, but still 2 games of the AHL season left, and well, this might be a playoff game. Here's a shot on Kopinski. That one stop, rebound, forced out of there.
See, I like what Algrim's doing here, following all the way through to the point, trying to get to the defender after he takes that shot.
Some good analysis by you, Phil. I know you're used to the play-by-play side of things, but you know a lot more about this team than I do, and pretty good with the stats and reading the plays too. And that's, I don't know if you've played hockey in the past.
I haven't actually played at a high level. Just had some experience working with my college hockey team for a couple years, and then actually was an athletic trainer in the minor leagues for 2 different low-level pro hockey teams. So
wow.
I've always been a fan of the sport, enjoyed it, been around some great coaches, guys that played in the NHL, Robert Dirk, Robert Crum, some really high names. Oh.
Centering pass, and they score. Point-blank play, and Vincent Ciocci, one of the guys who was in the box just moments ago, ties the game for Mount Carmel 1-1.
Well, I think on the replay you'll see here that guy was left all alone in front of the net. Somebody's got to pick that guy up, whether it's the center, whoever pinched down here for the Titans that comes into view here. If that's the center, that's not his role. He needs to kind of stay home until that other defenseman gets home. So a little miscommunication that we were worried about early.
All right, so 1-1. Still plenty of game left here at Glenview Ice Center. To finish my thought from earlier, while this is a playoff game here in the state playoffs, this is not the conclusion of the season for the Titans, at least not this tournament. They still have the Academic Hockey League playoffs to look forward to. This pass by McCrulis looking for Adams, would have set him up on a partial break, but couldn't get it to him. But the goal is always to go to the United Center if you fall into that red division.
Puck up.
This one bounces high in the air. Now another shot. That one wouldn't go. Quinn got it down low. Now Adams in the slot couldn't corral that puck. Quinn keeps it in right point. Got it down low for McCrulis below the goal line. Teddy McCrulis. Puck stolen away from him by Thaddeus Kolke. And out to neutral ice and beyond.
You know, early on, Urban's giving up some juicy rebounds. If I'm the Titans, I'm not looking for the perfect shot. I'm looking for far out shots and getting somebody in front of the net to tuck one home.
That pass missed Ventura, and so it'll be an icing instead against the Titans. 6:16 to go in the first. 1-1 your score. 7-5 shots on goal for Glenbrook South. Nice crowd here at Glenview Ice Center. We mentioned the varsity boys are here. I see Jimmy Philbin Sr. up there in the bleachers with them. Watching on this varsity 2. Last year, varsity 2 played the York Dukes in the round of 32. That's the York Dukes of the SHL. The Titans actually were tied 1-1 with the Dukes in that first period before losing 7-1. This year they have to play in this play-in round before the round of 32. I remember that game last season at Addison Ice Arena, as this is another icing by the Titans. And all the varsity boys showed up for that one too. It's good to see program supporting the program, as all 3 of our teams here at Glenbrook South Hockey begin the AHAI State playoffs at home. Varsity will play the winner of Neuqua Valley and Marist, which is actually happening tomorrow. And JV will play Lyons Township right here at Glenview Ice Center. That game is to be determined. There's a face-off win. That quick shot sails over the crossbar. No save necessary for Kopinski. Now behind the goal line. Mount Carmel continues to work with it. Played down below the goal line once again. Logan Gnat. That's their leading point scorer, as I mentioned earlier. Number 4 out there for the White. As we get a whistle here on the near side, penalty called by the official. And that was sort of out in our blind spot, but let's see if we caught it on replay.
I mean, Pinto gives a hit behind the boards just prior to this.
Hard to tell on that look.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the officials saw, but you know, at some point during the game, you're going to have to kill off a couple penalties. You know, I don't think this is usual territory for Mount Carmel. Like we said, one of the more heavily penalized teams. We'll get a chance to see how many power plays goals they've had, and if they can get another opportunity here.
15 power play goals on the CCHL season, which is actually 6. They're either last or second to last in a lot of stats, but not power play. Meanwhile, the Titans, 4 power play goals on the season. They are 10th place in the league in that. I should have said the Titans 17 power play goals against. That's tied for 7th least in the AHL. So Mount Carmel works with it, slides it up to the right side point. Here's Zach Tangelson, CCHL All-Star, down to the circle. Now getting it back, Emmett Carr. He cycles back up high. Carr, top of the circle, takes a shot. Save made by Kopinski, and he hangs on. Just a tick under 5 to go here in this first period. 1-1 your score.
You know, that was a little bit too clean of a look from the point. Forward's got to kind of create a little bit of a lane without creating a screen. You want the goalie to see it, but you also don't want him to walk in all the way to the top of the circles.
Dylan Ward, Phil Kopinski with you here in the booth at Glenview Ice Center. Glad to have you aboard. As a quick shot right off the face-off. Kopinski right there to save it and cover it up for another whistle.
Yeah, it's going to be key for GBS here to win this draw, tie up those forwards for Mount Carmel, trying to get into the zone, give the defenseman a chance to whip it around the boards and get it out.
Another draw to Kopinski's left. This one won by the Titans on the penalty kill. Tubuchanik turns around, fires this one all the way down. Tutai racing after it for a shorthanded bid. He's down there below the goal line pressuring, knocks a man into the boards. Mount Carmel will regain the puck. 2 shorthanded goals for the Titans in the regular season, as Mendoza takes it away and flips it down into the Caravan zone once again.
Smart by the Titans, not here to overchase the puck, stay back, keep 3 men on the blue line, make Mount Carmel prove they can get the puck into the zone and set it up.
Knocked off the far boards and into the Titan zone, where GBS grabs it, brings it around the boards, and unable to keep that one in. Connor McClelland, he'll have to chase it back out. So an effective PK here for Glenbrook South. With still 35 to go on it. Here comes Tangelson. Trying to get around one defender, he could not. Then he got his puck, got the puck down below the goal line for Emmett Carr. Pressure, Quinn there, and one other man fighting for the Titans. That's Rubinski. Here's a shot, that one stopped by Kapinski. Now back up high left point. Here's one that's tipped up high, out of play.
And that went off a Mount Carmel stick, so that should come out of the zone.
Looks like you're exactly right on that, or...
Well, I don't know if the officials will say it, but that went off a Mount Carmel stick, so I'm not sure why it's staying in the zone.
Yeah, it is staying in the zone.
Well,
Left circle. I would agree with you there, Phil.
I guess my 2 eyes are better than the 8 on the ice tonight, Dylan.
9 seconds left on this Caravan power play. They win the face-off, but all the way outside the zone it goes, and Nicky Norwood will dump this one down.
Nicky Norwood's been one of the higher IQ players for the Titans this year. Rarely caught out of position, skates well, does all the little things you need for a successful team.
The senior here, recently honored on senior night. Now here comes a potential 2-on-1 for the Titans. It's McCrulis down the right wing side. Got a shot away, and that one wide of the net while his stick was being hacked. Now Mount Carmel touches the puck.
Wow.
And I think they called a penalty on that, maybe a slash.
Looks like they're calling a slash or a hook.
Let's see it again.
I'm not quite sure. These aren't called in our normal league games, but I'll take it here. I'm not sure.
I mean, that should be a slash. It got in the way of the shot. So that looks like that's what they're calling. So now after Mount Carmel goes to the power play.
Watching this, I'm hoping GBS just gets a few more shots on net. Watching the goaltender there, he still looks like he's a little unsure of his angles here at the GIC.
Yeah, again, probably a new rink for a lot of these guys, especially considering that it was only built 5 years ago. And they don't play GBS in their regular season. Only time these two teams would ever meet is in a tournament, which is neutral site anyway. But I don't think they've even done that, Phil.
No, I don't think they've ever matched up.
Here comes a shorthanded chance for Mount Carmel. Emmett Carr down the left wing side, tried to center it, but Mitchell Adams right in the way of that centering attempt. And a sigh of relief for the Glenbrook South Titans as Mount Carmel was looking for their second shorthanded goal of the season. Mendoza over the line, right wing side. Looking over his options, threw it over to the left side, I should say. Adams left point, got his pocket picked, and here comes Ryan Jacob, but he'll just dump this one down after he didn't have a great read.
Coach always says, don't play with it just inside the blue line or just outside of the blue line. Get it in, get it out.
Now the Titans just dump this one into the zone, and that's an easy clear for Mount Carmel. Not something you want to do while you have a power play, but Graham Vanderplug will reset. He's being hacked from behind, but he'll come over the line, and it's cleared once again.
I'd like to see GBS come in from center ice, somewhere in the middle of the rink, open up some options, because Mount Carmel's just pinching them off to a side right now.
15 power play goals on the regular season for GBS. They've got 45 seconds to go here on this one, but it gets cleared out of the zone once again by Mount Carmel. Boy, maybe third or fourth time here in this 2 minutes. Pinto leaves it. Sokol will skate it out. Daniel Sokol over the line, right wing side, down to the far side corner. Threw it to the left wing. But right there is a Caravan to dump it out. Kapinski out of his net, settles it down for Pinto. See if the Titans can find one more rush here on this power play. Pinto to Tutai, he'll send it on net. And gloved by the goaltender for Mount Carmel, Alex Urban. 1:20 to go in the period, 7 seconds to go on the power play. We've got shots as 8-8 here on our board. Mitch Adams counting those, of course. Drop of the puck, left circle, taken by Mount Carmel. As they play it back behind the boards. Mendoza for the Titans, right point. Goes down to the circle for Tutai. Centering pass intercepted. This one played off the boards and picked up. Here comes Garvey, but stolen away by the Titans. That'll finish their power play, though. A great kill for Mount Carmel. Leaves GBS 0 for 1 as this gets cleared to the bench. How about those reflexes on the Mount Carmel bench?
That's almost replay worthy.
Yep, I got one. We were just talking about that earlier, of course. Maybe he's a goaltending coach. Here we go.
You know, right now the Titans' spacing is not what you would look for in the offensive zone. 3 players usually within 2 stick lengths of each other. It's not going to create many rebound opportunities or, you know, shots wide, redirections. You got to get your little spacing a little bit better.
Alex Tutai with the goal for South. Emmett Carr with the goal for the Caravan. As we'll do it again here in the Titans attacking zone. Final minute of the first period here. Adams ready for the left circle face-off against Brian Lee.
You know, Adams likes to do the little push forward, drop back sometime. That works quite a bit for him, but not in that situation. He just tried to win it back.
Well, that also worked for him. So anyway, it works out at the face-off dot. Underrated part of this game is winning those face-offs, especially, you know, when you talk about 40 to 50 face-offs a game, one individually might seem not as important, but to have the ability to win a clutch face-off, maybe in an empty net situation when you're trying to tie the game or final seconds of a period, goes underrated in my opinion.
Well, possession, right? You want to possess the puck for more minutes than your opponent, and the longer you have it, especially in the offensive zone, the better.
Especially in, say, a 3-on-3 OT, as this one's poked out and getting in the way is Pinto, and surprised he didn't get an interference call for that.
I'm really surprised. I was looking for arms to go up.
So the buzzer sounds on period number 1. 17 minutes have come and gone here at the Glenview Ice Center, and we are all even, 1 goal apiece between Glenbrook South and Mount Carmel. Dylan Ward and Phil Kapinski here on the call with you as these teams get ready to switch sides and play the second period. What would you like to see as an improvement from the Titans?
Well, our D-zone coverage hasn't been what it has been in the last few games against Glenbrook North twice. Even in our losses against Loyola, our defensive zone coverage was much better here. We're letting a guy get alone in front of the net, and our D aren't switching out quick enough, understanding who's picking up who. So hopefully right now, Coach Philbin and Hank are addressing that. Offensively, shots. The goalie looks a little bit shaky. He doesn't have the best goals against or save percentage. Test him often, test him early. Just get eyes in front, throw pucks at the net. Pretty much every shot that's made it through to Urban at this point has ended up in a rebound, except if the ones that hit him square in the glove. So, you know, granted, the sight lines are a little different, but until he settles down and starts smothering pucks, I think you got to just keep crashing the net and throwing them there and try to touch one of those juicy rebounds back home.
I'll tell you what, I work on the SHL network. I don't know if you've ever tuned into one of those, but we've got Wes Anderson. We call him the goaltending expert on the broadcast. I think you might be able to take his position as you've got the key analysis on the goaltenders. Of course, your son is today's starting goaltender, so that's to be understood. But either way, you've got a great knowledge base there.
Well, you know, it helps. I've been watching him progress over the years. He went from being, you know, a very bad goaltender to a varsity 2 goaltender, so I know what not to do. Sometimes he still forgets, but I think every goaltender has their moments where they fall back to what's comfortable. Hopefully for the rest of this game, you know, GBS can challenge Urban.
Well, hey, Phil, I remember back in the day when Gerard Boris' son was on the junior varsity team, and I'd come in for some of those games and him being on the roster there. So I remember some big saves calling his name.
Yeah,
it's a fun name to say, I'll have to admit, especially for a goaltender.
Yeah, he had some, that JV year, our team was really good. We finished in the Final Four at state, led by Zach Boris, Blake Hoffer, Mitch Adams. And my son actually played really well against York that year, which went on to be the eventual state champs.
That's right.
For some reason, he's played that program very well. So I hope it continues in the AHL playoffs if that's what we match up against.
Phil, I think that was the year that York did not have a AHL team yet, and they had 2 JV teams that were both in the top 10 in state. Now rebound there, Kapinski, no harm, no foul, as Mount Carmel cycles it back up high. Here's a shot, that one wide of the net. Rebound near side corner. Titans try and get it out of the zone, but it gets sent back in by the Caravan.
So yeah, the Titans are running 2 forwards high right now, looking for the fast break getaway, and to me, that's not successful hockey. You don't do that if you have a good team.
Now one thrown in front, but wouldn't go for the Titans.
In and out of the glove again, Dylan.
Thank you. I was just checking a note during that one. As Sokol wraps it around, Ventura wide open right in front of the net. Couldn't get the backhander on target, hit the post with it, but taken down afterwards, and there will be a power play.
Yep. Ventura gets the puck right on his backhand there to the goaltender's glove side. Gets a little bit, couldn't get it up over the pad, 6 more inches, and we're looking at pay dirt, but ends up taking a cross check to the back here for his effort. So if you can't score, at least draw the power play.
Exactly right. Titans 0 for 1 on the power play. Their first one was just a great penalty kill by Mount Carmel. We'll see if they can improve here as they look to take the lead back. They led 1-0 before Mount Carmel tied it, as each team scored a goal in that first period. Just getting started here in the second from Glenview Ice Center.
2 good passes, and we're going to get a goal here.
You know, if I'm Jimmy Philbin, I'm telling my guys right now, 77's been on the ice for power play. Oh.
Here's a shot and a goal! It's Graham Vanderploeg from the point. Sort of a knuckle puck, fooled the goaltender, and it's 2-1 Titans. That did not take long into the power play.
No, that reminds me of playing, baseball in the lots down in the city when I was a kid. You'd hit one, it'd pounce up off the window, and you'd be like, "Ooh, thank God I didn't get all of it. It didn't break the glass." I don't know if that one would have broke glass, Dylan, but it went in.
Well, it wouldn't have broken the glass behind the net. And we'll see if anyone got a piece of it. Yeah, it looks like that was Graham Vanderploeg's goal. Now we're going to get a look at the Glenbrook South varsity team's reaction. And you got to love that. Coming out here and supporting the boys. As I was mentioning, it's Titans lucky to have this game on home ice, because if this was a home game for Mount Carmel, the game would be played at Morgan Park Ice Arena, which I think I've been to once, and I remember it being an hour-plus drive. That might have been in some traffic.
You're one up on me. I didn't even know there was an ice rink down there.
Yep. It's actually a really nice facility. It's a sort of a sports complex. They've got pools, basketball courts, a workout space.
Nice.
And the ice rink, of course. I remember back when the CCHL network was a thing. I was down there for Mount Carmel versus Providence Catholic. And not sure why I have that in my memory bank, but I'm able to keep a lot of those things. So it makes me a good broadcaster, I guess.
What is it? With age comes experience, right? Yeah. Experience is all those opportunities that we've had. As I was mentioning earlier, right before Vanderploeg scored that goal, 77 for Mount Carmel's been out there, power play, penalty kill, and a regular shift. He seems to be the motor that keeps the Mount Carmel Caravan running. If I'm Jimmy Philbin, I'm trying to get somebody on him every chance I can.
Here's a shot, that one into the glove. Yeah, number 77 is Connor McClellan. 1 goal, 4 points, or 4 assists for 5 points, but that does lead their scoring in terms of defensemen. So Titans program, not just at the varsity level, varsity 2, from what I've seen, have a lot of defensemen that are not afraid to get involved in the attack if they have an opportunity to lead a rush entry. As this one's played off the boards, intended for 2 tie, but too far. And an icing against Glenbrook South, and maybe our 6th or 7th whistle here in the opening 2 minutes of this period.
Yeah, I'm thankful you didn't work last night's game against the LFA Caxies. I'd say it was almost a 2-hour game. With that.
Wow.
We were teasing, we were about 141 whistles.
Wow. 141 sounds pretty exact for you to pull that number out.
Well, I'm an exact kind of guy.
As the Caravan win this face-off, try a shot that deflects wide. Adams trying to hack it out. Now it will be grabbed by the Titans and played out of the zone by Graham Vanderploeg, who's got the most recent goal for Glenbrook South here in this one. That one slowed down enough to not be an icing. What a pass, 2-tie to Adams, and a big save made by Alex Urban. What a play by the Titans, and the captain had a wide open chance, Rob.
Yeah, Adams caught that one full stride, tried to get it past him quick on a little one-time. Didn't get as much on it as I think he would have wanted. Bet he'd love to have that one back, but Urban was positioned well. 90% of goaltending is being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, he was sliding over to that right side.
Yeah.
And very close to making it 3-1. Now a big hit. As one of the Mount Carmel players sent into the boards by his bench. I believe that is number 52. You might have to help me with his name.
Verbitsky.
Verbitsky.
He is the master of the hip check. Now he's leading the shot the other way. Gets one on net. Another one pops out.
What a shot there as well. Both ways for Verbitsky as he has to chase it back into the neutral zone and try and dump it in. Taken away, here comes Zach Tangelson. Around one man, that's Verbitsky. He tried to center it for Palmersheen, but he couldn't. But then a man taken down, and the ref saw it, and it will be a penalty. Let's see if we got a better look at that on our replay.
I'm not sure if they're calling a penalty or just the net came off, unless they're going to call Verbitsky for delay a game, because the question is whether or not he intentionally went into the net. And I have to be honest, after watching him for the better part of the season, great shot, great hip checker, still developing as a skater. That's probably why he came down to varsity too.
Let me ask you something, Mitch. Are you turning it up because you can't hear us?
Can you hear my mic?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That's why.
Okay, well, I could hear you before. When you turn it up, it's just the ambient noise is really loud in our ears.
I was talking to him, and I didn't think you heard me.
Oh. No, we can hear you. That's the thing with mixing the ambient mics with the headsets. But yeah, we can still hear you. That's what's important.
I was just going to let you guys know that Timur came in at the Thanksgiving tournament at the O'Grady. He's from Ukraine.
Oh, wow.
So
just transferred to GBS?
I don't know how good as English he speaks, but he's getting there, Mitchell says.
I mean, hey, seems to be a pretty nice piece for this Glenbrook South team as Steele down the right wing side. Couldn't get a shot away. Now that one rolls in the blue paint. No one there to tap it home. Now here's a shot left side. That one blocked. Rebound. Sokol couldn't get that one by. Pad save made by Urban. Now to the far side, it's Ventura. Swinging it up to the point, Mendoza. Backhander back down to Ventura, playing it off the boards. Jackson Ventura, backhand shot into the glove on one hop.
I like love what Ventura was trying to do there. Just get it to the front, get it bouncing around. Didn't care if it was hard or not, but the goalie was just on it enough to scoop it up with his glove.
State playoffs play-in round, I should say, to get to the round of 32. Unlike the academic hockey league playoffs for the Titans, which is coming up, which is a best 2 out of 3 series, this tournament is single elimination. So Glenbrook South looking to win 6 in a row here against some tough talent of Illinois high school hockey, including several teams at the varsity 1 level. Gonna be a tough task, but you play the games for a reason, Phil.
Yeah. And part of it is you got to let the puck do the work, right? We're getting on top of each other right now. I'd love to see us spread out, make some better tape-to-tape passes, and put a little something behind them. Don't be afraid if it goes down for an icing. Trust in your team. But the last thing you want to do is powder puff it in front and give up an opportunity like we just saw almost right there.
What you just described kind of sounds like Mount Carmel's lone goal in the game, too.
Yeah. It's a game of one-on-one battles, and then making sure you're covering the man that you see. Mount Carmel here, a perfect example. Got a little twisted up, 77, who captain of the team, doesn't take any chances there and ices it out so they can regroup and reload.
Looks like we might have a penalty against the Caravan here. Stadius Kolke is arguing, and yeah, there it is. Vincent Ciocci is heading to the box. He's the one who scored the goal for Mount Carmel, and he's headed to the box for the 2nd time this evening. Not really sure why. We'll get our game sheet loaded in shortly here. But the Titans, for the 3rd time, are going to the power play. And boy, tale of 2 power plays for the Titans in this game. A great penalty kill by Mount Carmel the first time, and a goal in the first 5 or so seconds the second time. Let's see what happens here as Mendoza has some open ice, slides it over. He scores! And there it is, another power play goal for the Titans, and another one for Tutai. 3-1 Glenbrook South.
And that's what you want to do on the power play, right? Mount Carmel has a history of being physical and taking penalties. If you don't score early and often when they do it, it's going to embolden them to continue to take penalties because there's no fear behind that. So when you can score early, 2 back-to-back, now Mount Carmel's going to have to play back on their heels a little bit, which just opens up a little bit more ice for the Titans scores.
I'll tell you what, you talk about some good hockey IQ there. So I believe that was Mendoza who had the puck. He had a lot of open space and could have easily taken a shot, and it wouldn't have been a bad play. But to see Tutai wide open there and trusting the finish of number 40, it paid off for the Titans, and it's 3-1 here at home.
Well, we said it earlier, right? You got to trust the puck to do the work. Verbitsky with another big hit there.
Verbitsky, thank you. Might need one or two more reminders before the end of the night.
Big T.
I'll tell you what. Here's a shot. That one by Mount Carmel. That gets stopped. It's a broadcaster's worst nightmare is this Mount Carmel team with no names on the back of their jerseys. So looking down at my notes, quite a bit here. Here's Adams over the line, left circle, takes a shot. That one stopped by Urban. Rebound regained by Mount Carmel as they play this one out. Thaddeus Kolke takes a shot. Wow, he was 1-on-3 rush there, able to get a shot on goal, but stopped by Kopinski.
I wasn't sure Kopinski even saw that puck. I think that's another opportunity where it just goalie in the right place hit him.
You got to keep in mind, too, that while the Titans still have 2 games of their regular season, here's a backhand shot and playoffs coming up. Mount Carmel Caravan did not qualify for the Chicago Catholic Hockey League playoffs as Vanderplug shot goes high of the net. So, Phil, at this point, they're playing for their season right here at Glenview Ice Center. Here's a shot. That one stopped. And some more pushing and shoving after the whistle.
Well, I think Sokol's for sure going to go. Hopefully Steele doesn't retaliate, and if Trubicanic's out there, let's keep him out of the mix. He's kind of like a team's defender. But at a minimum, I would assume Mount Carmel's going to end up with a power play out of this.
See the boys' reaction to the extracurriculars.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised right now that the refs have allowed Mount Carmel to go ahead and put their players on the ice for a change. That, you know, usually during these kind of opportunities, you keep guys on the bench until it's all cleared out.
So yeah, I think you're right, Phil. Looks like just 1 penalty on the play. Ryan Jacob goes to the box.
I'm shocked by that, you know. Usually in those kind of scenarios, you even it up because it's kind of a melee. Sokol got his stick up, and I think the penalty is going to be against the young man who hit Steele from behind. Came in late and blindsided him. Oh.
You see the varsity Titans here hanging out where the GBS student section usually is. There's Coach Philbin in the back.
You know, they're going to love the physicality of this game.
And there's Sokol going to the box. So it looks like it is, in fact, coincidentals. So no power play. We'll say 5-on-5. Cross-checking the call against Jacob. That makes sense. And they might be adding a second one for Mount Carmel. They might just be making a mistake down there. We will see.
You know, there was some words exchanged in angry fashion in the ref's direction. I'm wondering if somebody may have picked up it unsportsmanlike, which you really hope not to see that. I mean, this is a high-intensity game, and you want the kids to play. You know, I hope an official can kind of control that, weigh that in a little bit, and not hold it against the player in a scenario like this.
So they put both penalties on the clock, but I don't think that's going to stand. So should say 5-on-5.
I'm wondering if Mount Carmel's called a timeout here.
I think they might just be using this delay as an artificial timeout.
Now,
and my guess is that they just put that penalty in wrong and that it should be GBS, and that's what's taking a while to get sorted at the box.
Okay. Now, a little statistical or rule thing here. So in a situation like this, can the goalie leave the crease to go to the bench?
In one of these fake timeouts, I would guess not, because they're not doing it.
Correct. The goaltenders cannot leave the crease during a situation like this unless it's a timeout, a delayed penalty, or obviously the end of a period.
That is some really good insight. That's a rule I did not know.
Yeah, I'm kind of a loser nerd. Father of 4.
Believe me, so am I. Except for the father of 4 part.
Well, you're young. I'm old.
Maybe
so,
someday.
Yeah, I probably got you by about a good 25, 30 years. So.
How many times did
24 years old, so in that case, you've got me doubled up.
Oh.
Phil, how many times did you watch last night's game?
The Lake Forest game?
Yeah.
I watched a couple things where I wanted to get clarification on a couple of things where I was watching, and part of it is my wife just likes to watch the games for a little bit so she can make fun of me.
Okay.
So it looks like there will be a second penalty against Mount Carmel after all. So Ryan Jacob gets cross-checking, Daniel Sokol gets slashing. Those are coincidentals, but then the second one against Mount Carmel still loading in, but it will send the Titans on a power play. They are 2 for 3 on the man advantage here in this one.
Or I wonder if it's going to end up being a 2 and 10. Well, 4 guys on the ice for Mount Carmel, so you're probably right.
As we continue on, I mean, we've got a, maybe 4 or 5 minute delay here at this point.
This is a scoreboard's nightmare.
Yeah.
Trying to figure this out.
I don't know who's down there doing the scoreboard. I don't know if any of these varsity 2 parents by their faces.
Not quite sure what's going up. I guess they're going to have to hand time it. 10:38 here when we drop, so power play until the 8:38 mark.
Simple enough. Dylan Ward, Phil Kapinski with you on the broadcast. Dylan Ward here. I'm the varsity broadcaster if you've heard my voice before. And try and get on as many of these playoff games as I can for all 3 teams. Here's a shot by Vanderploeg. That one towards the net, but stop. Vanderploeg gets it back, goes to 2 tie. Now Vanderploeg takes a shot. That one stop, rebound, they hack and whack. Adams, he scores! And the 3rd power play goal of the evening for the Titans makes it 4-1. And Phil, they've scored all 3 of those within the first 15 seconds of the man advantage.
Well, it's what we discussed earlier. You know, get shots on goal, look for the juicy rebounds. Mitch Adams was right there, as well as I think Mendoza might have been close to the play. Well, not sure who it was on the other side. Might have been McCrulis. I saw 1, so it might have been Teddy McCrulis.
That cam shows us.
And both of them were there, and those are 2 guys you'd like in front. They both have really good hands.
And the reaction from the boys. And now you see here Rob Ventura over there with Coach Philbin. There's the reaction as the Titans make it 4-1. And in a good position, but certainly not comfortable yet. There is a lot of hockey to be played here at Glenview Ice Center. And while the Titans have been controlling this game, we have seen some bright spurts from Mount Carmel. And Phil, you know as well as me, this sport is incredible. The things that can happen in the least amount of time. So you got to play the full 51 minutes, as they say.
Yeah, at this point, I'd really like to just see simple hockey. Dump and chase, get it in, don't do anything fancy, don't stick handle through 2 or 3 people. And we'll see what happens here. Pinto has a chance, and at this point, he could just dump it in and get back as a defenseman. Don't want to create any odd man chances the other way.
It's a good point you bring up here. Stu Buchanan with a shot, that one tipped on its way, but the save made by Urban.
Got to stop in front. Got to stop in front today.
Now Mount Carmel gets it back. Here comes Rowan Garvey. Plays it up to the blue line. Here comes Tangleson. Takes a shot. He scores. What a shot by the CCHL All-Star. And there you go. Mount Carmel gets it right back to a 2-goal game.
Well, that's just talking about not giving up odd man opportunities and staying back on the puck. It's a great opportunity. Draped on. Mendoza falls. I mean, goalie goes down. You think at that point he doesn't have enough to get the shot up. But you know, you'd like to see Kapinski stay up a little bit longer if he can on this one. He kind of, I don't know. I'd like to say that he didn't give it away too soon, but that's usually where kids shoot. They like to shoot bar down.
Well, that was an impressive goal by the defenseman, Zach Tangleson. And it's 4-2. Still not even halfway through regulation time here with 9.5 to go in the 2nd period.
Too much skating by the puck.
Got a high-scoring affair here in Glenview. There's Emmett Carr down to the corner. Tangleson gets it back up to Carr.
We're just skating past guys. They're stick handling. We're going through it. Nobody's playing the body.
Tangleson backhander down to the near side corner. No one there for Mount Carmel. So the Titans will play it out to neutral ice. Here comes 2 tie. Lost the puck. Actually, there's a man there in our blind spot for South. That was McCrulis.
Teddy just couldn't get the handle on it because he had 2 tie coming right down the middle.
Thank you, Mitch Adams. Our 3rd man on the call here.
Spotter in the rafters.
You've got a much better view of that near side than we do. Here's McCrulis with a shot saved by Urban. Rebound, they score! And it's Alex 2 tie again. His 3rd of the game. It's a hat trick. And it's 5-2 Titans.
Another juicy rebound comes right out in front. It's where you want to park yourself if you need to get your first goal of the game, year tonight. Another 5-hole opportunity.
And we saw the hat fly, but hit the protective netting and never found its way onto the ice, unfortunately.
This game's only half over, too.
Yeah, high-scoring one here in Glenview.
You know, unfortunately, I've watched a lot of the AHL games here with the varsity 2 team. My concern, after watching them as much as I have, we get into a situation here where we think everybody's going to score and people want to Bobby Orr it end to end, and that's going to get you into trouble. So I hope they keep it simple, just run some clock, dump it in, single man chase, 2 forwards, stay high, kind of a 1-2-2 scenario. because you're going to get turnovers like that. They're going to be able to force Mount Carmel to make 3 good passes.
Well, I'll tell you what, Phil, Alex Tutai, I've only seen this varsity 2 team a couple times on the season as Scheffler tips one on net, and the net comes off for a whistle, but he just seems to know how to finish here when he's got the puck on his stick. I remember that Glenbrook North game from a week or 2 ago. He had the first 4 goals of the game.
Yeah, he's a finisher. You know, I think if you talk to guys on the team, he may not be the fastest, he may not have the best hands, he may not have the hardest shot, but he's got a nose for the goal. He knows how to finish. Very good with his head up, sees the goal, sees where he wants to put it, and he can follow. You know, it's an art form, right? All the good, great goal scorers at any level have great vision and can see where they're going to put the puck before they put it there, and Alex Tutai is one of them. Especially
as a junior, right? So probably going to be on next year's varsity team. Penalty coming up against Mount Carmel. So the Titans are going to go to the power play for the 5th time tonight. They are 3 for 4 on the play, and I unfortunately did not get that replay. You know, I don't recognize these officials. I don't know how they're assigned. I don't know if it's through AHAI. They're not very familiar to me. I think it is through AHAI, so it's separate from SHL or AHL. Yeah, and I have to admit, you know, with player safety always in mind, I'd rather see a game a little bit overly called cautious instead of letting things get out of hand, because unfortunately in the AHL, way too often there's a couple officials that just let the bonzo stuff go, and that just leads to a 3rd period of gong show, and somebody's going to get hurt. So I appreciate that the officials are calling it close and tight. I just want to see it both ways, though, so it doesn't create, you know, a lopsided opportunity in the 3rd period where people are just whacking people for the sake of it. Especially, you know, I don't want to speak. Go ahead.
Another note on Alex. I believe he was the high point getter last year in the JV division, SHL.
Following it up right here at the AHL level, too. As the Titans get to work on the power play. McCrulis tried to go over to Tutai.
Great stick by 77 there from Mount Carmel. Read that all the way.
Yeah, he's been one of our players to watch all night long. Connor McClellan. Good 2-way player.
He's got a good combination of speed, size, and instincts.
Got that hockey IQ, one of my favorite terms to describe a player. Now Mendoza back in his own zone. We're already 45 seconds into this Titan power play without a goal, so unlike the last 3. Here comes McCrulis over the line. Got it to Tutai. He takes a shot, save, rebound. Adams tried to go to his backhand, but could not finish it. That was good play, though, by the captain.
Nice hands in close by Adams.
Now here's a shot. That one-stop rebound right there, and it's poked out of there, but Vanderploeg gets it back.
Yeah, Verbitsky ran that one off the goalie's mask. That was a perfectly placed shot.
Now here's McCrulis up high, sent it down low for Verbitsky. Behind the goal line, whiffed on a pass. Now he threw it to the blue paint. That one sailed wide. Now Tutai. Got it up to Vanderploeg. Vanderploeg with a shot high of the net. And the net comes off, so we get a whistle.
And Tutai's biggest fan, his grandpa Stanislaw, is always watching from Poland.
Really?
Never misses a game, no matter what time it is. It's probably 2 in the morning there.
Yeah, well, shout out to you. I've actually got my Siri right here. What is the time of day in Poland? Oh, what is the time of day in Poland?
Should be around.
She's not coming up with the answer here.
I think it's about 2:45 or 3:45 in the morning.
6 or 7 hours ahead.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, that'll be an offsides. Didn't see a hand up, so I'm glad Titans came back the other way with it.
So 14 to go on this power play. Ventura gets it up to Sokol. Daniel Sokol. Nice pass there to Ventura.
Nice read by Verbitsky to go down the lane there.
Now Sokol up high to Pinto, top of the left circle, fires a shot. That one blocked on its way. Regained by Ryan Jacob. Play to the other side for Ventura. Down low, centering pass, Ventura right there. Now it's tucked home. No, it's not.
Urban with the big glove.
What a save there by Alex Urban. I thought it was a sure goal. Not so fast, said Mount Carmel's #1 goaltender.
I'm gonna like the goal cam view of this one.
Oh yeah.
Looked like hands were getting ready to be raised, and
Here we go.
Shut the door.
Oh, coming across, getting it with that glove. Impressive stuff. Titans out shooting the Caravan here, 32 to 13, I should say. Now attempted breakaway pass, the Blake Hoffer specialty, but not letting that one happen. Mendoza with his stick as it gets sent down and cleared out.
You speak about hockey IQ earlier, and Mendoza is one of those players for the Titans. Great puck control, great skating, great vision. Really can look to slow down a rush all by himself.
Got it to Sokol there, who got a shot off, and it was a nice save made by Urban. Maybe was going high, but into the glove anyway of Alex Urban. 5:20 to go in the second period. Titans up 5-2 here on the Caravan. Your goals tonight, a hat trick from Tutai, Mitchell Adams, and
Graham Vanderploeg.
Graham Vanderploeg, that's right, on the power play. See if Tutai's got any more in his system here tonight.
Oh, nice redirect in front by Norwood. Just couldn't get a lot on that.
Yeah, just wide. Sort of TC Chen did as well.
So I wouldn't mind seeing Algren play the body there, because the puck will come out. You know, if you play the puck and you miss, you might create an opportunity the other way. But if you take the man out of the play, you know, at worst it's a one-on-one, and you'll like your chances in that scenario.
Norwood to Mechanic, backhanded out to the neutral zone. Mount Carmel fighting to keep their season alive. They are not in the league playoffs in CCHL, so this is do or die for them in terms of their season and all their seniors. So you got to think an offensive push is coming in that third period.
Like to see us just get it deep there and get for a line change, right? Want to see Norwood more on the defensive side. There we go, better posture there with two guys back. Once again, D side, Norwood, well played.
Great analysis here from Phil Kapinski, sitting to my left here at the Glenview Ice Center. Dylan Ward, glad to have you with us here on this Tuesday night.
Like to see a dump in here for a line change.
Mechanic enters the zone, left wing side. Tried to force it down to Scheffler in the low slot, but couldn't get it to him.
See, this is where we talked about earlier, how I say everybody wants to score a goal in a situation like this. You don't need more goals. You need not to give any up. Getting that puck in and getting a line change would have been the better play.
Now scrum down there in the near side corner for the puck. GBS will come away with it. Here comes Vanderploeg already with a goal tonight. Graham Vanderploeg trying to dangle around now. Scheffler has a chance. He shoots, save, rebound, they score!
Ollie Muller for the pickup.
As that one looked like it was absorbed by Urban. Right there at the doorstep to knock it in. Moeller, and it is 6-2 Titans.
Watch Ollie Muller here. Gets right in front of the net and stops. That's what we were talking about earlier. Putting yourself in a position for the rebound instead of doing the flyby. And great hockey sense there by Ollie, one of our other seniors, finishing out his career here with the GBS Titans.
Textbook play there, guys.
That might have been Scheffler with the credit for the goal on that replay after a second look. So we'll look at it again.
I thought it was Muller, but they both end in 3. So
yeah. Now Kennedy, Scheffler gets taken down behind the net. We'll see who they award it to on game sheet. Oliver Moeller gets credit in the book, so we'll go with that.
Well, now I'd like to see, you know, Aiden Kennedy get a hold of one, and Nicky Norwood, let's get all the seniors get one.
Big hit there by Quinn.
That's playing the body. That's what you want to see, simple hockey.
That got the attention of the varsity squad, who's out here at Glenview Ice Center to watch on.
Perfect play there by Quinn.
2:40 to go in the second. 6-2 Titans, and if the Titans can find one more goal, make it a 5-goal differential, we might skip the ice cut here in the state playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was thinking about that, but I'm not sure what the rules are here at the AHAI level. Will they skip the...
I believe they do. I know for a fact the running clock, and it's actually an interesting rule. If they get to the running clock, it doesn't become a stop clock till the goal differential's back down to 3.
Oh, interesting. I haven't heard a whistle. I'd like to see our guys stop in front of the net. Did you hear a whistle?
I didn't hear one either, but I just want to look at this goal one more time. So it looked like Scheffler's the one who took the shot, and you can see, not sure if Moeller touches it.
Oh, Yeah.
Might just hear one more time here before we resume action. Should have enough time to see this. And yeah, just sort of, yeah, hard to tell.
Unless he got it on the backhand right in front before and tipped it through the 5-hole.
2:14 to go in the second. Titans win this face-off in the attacking zone. Mendoza up high, tries a shot that gets blocked. Rebound, they score! It's Mitchell Adams, his second of the game. And it is 7-2 Titans here at Glenview Ice Center. No handshake line. They'll just line back up.
What a pass.
Great vision there by the Titans.
So Mitchell Adams joins the multi-goal club, and he had a wide open net after the pass from Tutai. And the Titans lead at 7-2 here at home.
You know, and with a running clock, icing is actually your friend at this point. If you get in trouble, just throw it down there, because that's 20, 30 seconds that you might run off a clock.
I know that because on the SHL network, we always use the icings as our sponsor shout out because it's the longest stoppage you'll have. Tutai, nice move, backhander towards the net flipper. McCrulis trying to bury it, he could not. Teddy McCrulis comes back up high, sends it down to Mitchell Adams, far side corner.
Careful on the pinch.
So yeah, you make a good point, Phil. Not sure if we'll skip the Zamboni per AHAI rules, but I do know that we'll have the running clock if the score stays the same.
Well, I like what the Titans are doing right now. Just try to keep the puck low, comes out to the blue line. You know, if Kopinski can let this one go wide.
And it just has enough juice on it for an icing.
I got to be honest, linesman could have easily waved that one off.
Yeah,
and I don't
very easily.
I don't see the clock running in this situation, so I don't know.
It's not till the third period.
Oh, it has to be in the third period. Okay.
So they'll line up once again in Titans attacking zone, left circle.
You know, I got a bedtime, Dylan. I need that clock to roll.
Yeah. 7:40 start here at Glenview Ice Center. The Titans hang on to this score. They'll play St. Ignatius Varsity 1 down at Fifth Third Arena.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I got a feeling that when that game comes around, there won't be as many loose pucks right in front of the net for GBS to scoop up. Just my thought.
Yeah, it's going to be a really tough task against the St. Ignatius Wolfpack, who got themselves the #4 seed in the state playoffs, their highest seed in program history, as they look to build off last year's first visit in program history to the Final Four.
Well, and the other interesting fact that I've noticed, you know, looking at the My Hockey rankings here, they've actually moved up to #3 in the state at this point. So, you know, there's a pretty good chance that, you know,
passing Loyola.
Yeah, you never know, right? You know, how things change. Oh, wide open opportunity there.
There's a shot, that one blocked. Well, the bracket is locked in, so they know that they'll be playing that team in the next round.
You know, you see more of those SHL games than I do.
Yeah.
Who is the team to beat?
I mean, it's not a very fun answer, but it's just New Trier, right? I mean, they're always going to be the team to beat. Glenbrook North is having a great year. It's really hard to say, especially with these AHL versus SHL matchups, and it looks like...
Well, looks like there's some confusion. GBS is not leaving the bench.
Well, Jimmy Philbin is down there coming to the referee, and I think the ref's going to explain to him that it's AHAI rules, or maybe not.
They're coming back.
They're coming back indeed.
All right, looks like I'll make that prune juice at 9:45, so we're good.
Well, listen, I really have to pee, and I was waiting for the intermission, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that now if you want to keep the viewers company while I'm gone.
I'll dabble back into my play-by-play and keep things hot for you. Oh, now it looks like we're actually going to go to break.
Oh, nope, now they're going.
There they are. All right, I'll see you Saturday probably.
Welcome back to the South Hockey Network, everybody. Live on YouTube, live from Glenview Community Ice Center. The time has come for the third period of play between the Mount Carmel Caravan and the Glenbrook South Titans. Dylan Ward and Phil Kapinski with you on the call. And, well, it looked like it was going to be a closer game than it has become after that first period with the teams are tied 1-1. But an offensive explosion by the Glenbrook South Titans. In the second period, they scored 6 goals to the Caravan's 1. And that's where we stand entering the third period. It's 7-2 Titans, and we're all set for a running clock here.
Right, and we talked about it earlier, Dylan, right? Unfortunately, Mount Carmel's goaltender making a lot of saves, giving up a lot of juicy rebounds, second chances, third chances. And after the third goal, it seemed like the Titans picked up on that. And you see guys stopping in front of the net, like Ali Muller picking up a loose puck. And unfortunately, Mount Carmel, victim to their own history with a couple of odd penalties. I will say in the defense of Mount Carmel, I don't think those are called in the AHL, so I don't know if the refs are being a little bit precautious, but you'd like to see that even out a little bit from a fan perspective. But GBS is taking advantage of every opportunity at this point.
Well, we said a couple times, coming into this game, win or loss for the Titans, it was not the end of their season. They still have a couple of games in the regular season, then league playoffs. But for the Mount Carmel Caravan, this is it. Final ride for all the seniors and final game of the season for them if they're not able to find a way to come back. So you got to think, in spite of the score, there will be a push by the Caravan. And like we said earlier in the broadcast, you got to play that full 51-minute game.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely expect Mount Carmel to come out pushing, be aggressive. Not aggressive to the point where they're going to end up taking silly penalties, but you'd like to see a little pushback here from the Caravan.
All right, so third period underway, 7-2 your score in favor of the Titans. The first line getting it done today. Alex Tutai with a hat trick, Mitchell Adams with 2 goals, and the others scored by Graham Vanderplug, and scored as Oliver Moeller, but we might believe that it's Scheffler. We'll have to take a closer look at that replay after the game.
Great position by Steele there as the center back in the middle of the ice.
He comes over the line, but just off sides. That stops play and the clock. I'm not sure if the people in the box got the memo that this should be a running clock.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we would get that information to them, or if the officials will catch it.
There it is.
Oh.
Yeah, the official comes to the penalty box right now and lets them know. So there you go. The clock ticks.
Well, I hope we don't lose this game by 4 seconds.
Guys, real quick correction. That teamer is actually from Belarus, Russia, not from Ukraine.
Oh.
His mom came over and let me know. So people are watching from there too, I guess.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mitch, for that information.
So I didn't catch up everything Mitch had to say there on his mic downturned a little bit. What did he relay to you there,
Saying
Dylan?
that,
Teamer.
Go
Teamer
ahead.
is from Belarus, Russia,
Oh.
not Ukraine.
That's a very interesting part of the world. Here at the age of 53, I'm still learning out more about my heritage, and I might have a little Russian in me. I just found out recently. So,
Really?
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe we're related.
Ancestry.com, do one of those tests.
My sister did, so
Nice.
she relayed the information.
Well,
so
that checks out for you.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good-looking guy like me. I could see how we're related.
There you go. Here's Quinn back in his own zone, plays it off the boards out to Graham Vanderplug. Now Adams backhands this one deep.
Perfect. Name of the game right now. Get it in, get it deep.
Quinn takes a shot, sort of fanned on it, goes down below the goal line, and the Caravan play it to the far side. Keeping it alive, Vanderplug.
Like to see Adams there. Great back coverage. The defenseman pinched. Adams came back. Possesses the puck and looks for a little D-to-D pass. Oh.
Adams sort of fanned on that neutral zone clearance, and Mount Carmel takes over. This one dumped in by Zach Tangelson, who scored an impressive goal earlier tonight from a near impossible angle, roofed it.
That was an outstanding goal.
And now Norwood waiting for a potential breakaway pass, but defending that blue line there was Rowan Garvey.
Oh.
Caravan can't get it out. Here's Norwood, centered it, looking for Tubuchanan, couldn't get to him after it hit a stick. Now the Caravan lifted off the far glass and out. Chasing after this one is Siochi. Siochi already with a goal tonight as well. Tried to shop. That one blocked nicely by Bertaski. Verbitsky.
Verbitsky.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more possession by the Titans here. A little bit too much chasing the defensive zone.
Here's Londas with a shot. That one sails
Not really
high.
sure what True Mechanic's doing.
Now this one's centered, trying to knock it down.
Let the goalie cover it if you can, boys.
And now the Caravan shoot. That one stopped by Kopinski.
Too much floating by this line of forwards. There you go. Algrim's looking around. Good recovery, Algrim.
And he'll play it out. Nice bounce, lucky bounce. Goes the Titans' way, and they'll get a full sail change. On come 5 new skaters for Jim Philbin and company.
You know, I wonder in a scenario like this, right? Because it's running clock, if the officials are going to let the icing calls. Well, I guess not. I would think they might have a softer hand on some of those.
Phil, let me introduce you to something known as the caster's curse right there. As a prime example of it.
Well, you live and you learn, right? It's the experience thing we were talking about.
If you ever want something to happen, just talk about how it hasn't happened.
You know, I haven't seen Aiden Kennedy score a goal in a while, so I'd love to see all of our seniors get one today.
There you go. Endo's off a face-off win, takes a shot. Kennedy lurking for a rebound, couldn't get it. And the Caravan cleared out. This will be another icing, and that will take more time off the clock. So, icing against the Caravan, but Titans don't mind it.
Yeah, I'd like to see the goalie take a little longer to fire that puck down the ice there. Don't get it there too quick.
Just let the official come all the way down and grab it.
Yeah, and then poke it away from him.
Titans win the faceoff again, but this one given up. Here comes Palmer Sheem.
Dylan,
centered
has
it
the
for
Gold,
Flood.
First state game been scheduled yet?
For GBS, for varsity 1?
Yeah.
Not yet. We still have to await the winner of Nequa Valley versus Marist. That game's being played tomorrow. Whoever wins that game will take on the Titans. And of course, JV team going against Lyons Township in their first state game. That'll be here at Glenview Ice Center, but no scheduled date and time for that one yet.
Good play by Muller there. Just gets the puck at the blue line, backhands it in for a line change. Keep guys fresh.
I'll tell you what, Phil and Mitch, is that varsity 1 and varsity 2 for GBS are on opposite sides of the bracket, so don't rule out a United Center matchup between those two teams.
Stranger things have happened.
Throw out the record books when those two teams meet.
Oh, yeah.
Which just happened in Trier?
Do you believe in miracles?
Yeah.
Be coming out of my voice one of these days.
It's true. New Trier Green played New Trier Blue in state last year. It looks like that might happen again based on the way the brackets are lined up.
I thought I saw in the reveal show that all 4 New Trier teams were on the same side of the bracket.
Yes, they are.
So New Trier can't play New Trier, correct?
Not in the championship,
Nope,
but
in the semis.
yeah.
That would happen on Loyola's JV squad, where their second team, if they win their playing game, will play the JV1 team.
Look at that. And you talk about those inter-squad games and, you know, scrimmages and whatnot, but heck, when you're playing for state playoffs, it really shakes things up a little bit. Looks like Gavin McPherson has stepped into the house here at Glenview Ice Center.
This is not what I'm doing.
Oh, it's not working.
Lots of folks here supporting the varsity
Dr.
2
G
teams.
is here.
Players and parents alike. Here's a shot, that one stop, rebound. They couldn't bury the rebound.
Nice win on the draw by Kennedy there, and then Quinn gets it all the way through.
Clock keeps ticking away here, even during the stoppages with the 5-goal differential.
Look at Kennedy, 3rd man high, there to help support.
Now all that's left is his goal, which is coming up.
It's coming.
Scheffler lost the puck. Now down to that far side corner, a collision, but no penalty called either way. Kennedy plays it off the far boards and not out. It's gotten down deep by Mount Carmel, fighting to keep their season alive. If they're unable to come back here, this will be their last game of 2024-2025.
Like to see a little bit more body on the puck here. A little stronger on the sticks here from the Titans.
Right in the slot, they try and settle it down. Here's a shot, they score! And it's Zach Tangelson's 2nd goal of the game. Loose puck high and just slapped it as soon as it hit the ice and found its way to the net.
Well, soft on sticks creates too many opportunities. Had 2 chances to get it out of the zone. couldn't get it. Ends up in bad news for the Titans.
And we remind you that does not stop the clock here in the AHAI State playoffs. It has to be reduced to a 3-goal deficit, unlike the SHL and AHL. So Mount Carmel's going to need at least one more goal if they want to stop the clock.
Oh, I love, the coach is arguing, so the clock's going to continue to run.
Titans will take it. 7-3 the score here at Glenview Ice Center as the team's players are lined up and ready to go. Adams nodding his head.
Oh, somebody, you're getting a bench minor. Either an athlete said something or they're giving it to the coach.
We'll get the resultant game sheet, but Ryan Jacob will serve it. He's one of their leading point producers, so I would imagine it's not a bench minor, otherwise the coach would have sent someone else.
Well, and if
now they're going to stop the clock.
Yeah, that penalty stop the clock, even in running clock situations, so the clock does stop. And it looks like the penalty is being loaded as...
If it's verbal, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 2 and 10. Oh, are they showing him the door?
It's like he's going to get ejected from the game. God, makes you wonder what he said down there. It was an off-ice penalty. And for Ryan Jacob, not sure if he's a senior or not, but if he is, that may have just ended his Mount Carmel career.
Unfortunate.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Do they have to put someone in the bench here, Dylan?
They
or
do.
They stay 5-on-5?
They do have to put someone in the bench, and I guess if it was the coach, they wouldn't kick a player out, so
True.
we do know that it was the player. So yeah, there it is in the game sheet. Ryan Jacob unsportsmanlike conduct. And the Titans get
He might have just got a 10.
out of this.
Might have just got a 10. I see 5 Caravan on the ice.
Well, someone...
So I think he just got a 10-minute misconduct.
What was that, Mitch?
No one's serving it.
No one's serving it indeed. So yeah, they're re-putting it in. So yeah, you're exactly right. 10 minutes, but looks like it is a 2 and a 10 in the book. So I'm not sure. The Titans probably should get a power play out of this, but with the score as it is,
Offsides. Oh.
no worries. Here's a backhand shot. That one blocked by the Titans. And Teddy McCrulis through his own zone, backhands it out to the neutral zone. Adams swings it in.
That's what you want to see. Like to see that third forward high right now. There's no reason to pinch down behind the net.
Caleb Sitt off the glass and in. Back all the way down by the Caravan. And it will be an icing. 7:40 and counting on the clock here in the third period. Titans in the lead in shots. 40-14 here at Glenview Ice Center.
Dylan, have you seen the new rules coming in effect for next year?
I have not.
I would think that the biggest one is 22-man skaters next year.
Really?
22 people can play each game instead of the usual 20.
22 total or 22 skaters?
Well, 22 total.
With the goalies?
Yes. So 2 extra skaters.
That's a pretty significant jump.
Yes.
You talk about healthy scratches.
To do that, but
what's your source there, Mitch?
it was on the US or AHAI website today.
All right.
Or SHL Network, I think, posted it, actually.
Well, that's good to know. So Mount Carmel works with it in the attacking zone, sends up high.
Too many guys puck chasing.
Now down in the far side corner. Adams in there, pressuring. Backhanded down low. And sent all the way down. We got a penalty coming up, called by the official back in the Titans zone.
I'm guessing that's going to be on the Titans.
And
looks like Jacob Steele might be going to the box.
2 minutes for roughing. Gonna send I should say Mount Carmel to the power play.
Exactly what you don't want to see, right? 6:14 running clock, penalty stops the clock, and no reason to take a penalty in this situation. You're up by 4 goals, keep the clock running.
So power play for Mount Carmel. They're 0 for 1 in the game. I should say 0 for 2. By definition, the Titans PK 2 for 2. Let's see if they can make it 3 for 3. This one up high, high slot. Here's a shot. That one stopped. Rebound covered up by Cooper Kopinski. Stopping play, but not the clock, including the power play for Mount Carmel.
Unfortunately, the Titans got credit for that shot on goal, so trying to figure out, maybe it isn't 41.
I switched it, 40 to 15.
There you go. It's right on your screen, folks. Mitch Adams on score cam duties today. Here's a shot. Our chief scoreboard operator, Brad Cesario, is in the house, or at least I should say was in the house. But he's just coming as a fan tonight. Down near side, two-tie. Tried to backhand one to Adams, but it gets cleared out to the neutral zone.
I wish we'd just throw it deep there. Just throw it deep. Now we cough it up here at the blue line, and it's hard to defend. Doesn't matter that your guy was offsides. It's a delayed touch-up.
Backhand shot from in close. That just missed the top left corner. Not a bad idea at all by Evan Melnicki.
Great play by the Caravan skater using the referee as a screen. Very well done.
You talk about the guy there, Evan Melnicki, only with 1 goal this season. What you got over there?
Well, they gave the shot again to the Titans.
Yeah, well,
I hate to see that because
was that on goal or?
Mitch gets it. Yeah, Mitch gets it, but it's not going to go down in game stats.
Well, we can contact Sam Schwartz.
Well, we can, before the end of the game, we'll let him know.
If you, I'll tell you what, Sam Schwartz does a great job with the SHL website, including the AHL stats. And if you got video or counting the shots on goal, he's happy to change things.
That'd be another one.
This
nice
one tipped out.
So, of course, I have to be a dad a little bit and look for my son there. He's light 3 right now.
With that running clock, we're suddenly under 4 to go here in the third period. Only 1 goal in the period. It belongs to the Caravan. Titans scored 6 in the second, including a hat trick by Alex Tutai, 2 goals for Mitchell Adams.
Nice pass.
And then we believe Scheffler and Graham Vanderplug with the other 2. Titans on their way to the round of 32. Fabitsky.
Nice play, nice play.
Goes over to Pinto.
Oh, if you're gonna flip it, flip it.
He can't get it over the stick of Brian Lee. And sent back down to the Titan zone. And for Mount Carmel Caravan, the final 3 minutes of their 2024-2025 season here at Glenview Ice Center. State champions in the 70s, not sure the exact year. Chris Chelios, alum here at Mount Carmel. A rich history here in their hockey program, but, well, just not their year, to put it bluntly.
Well, the unfortunate part of everybody but one team is going to end their season on a loss. So only one team gets to finish with a win.
It's a great way to put it, Phil.
And Mount Carmel seems to be picking up the intensity here a little bit, finishing checks now here in the third.
You're talking about with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, maybe some of these seniors getting their last career shifts. Want to lay it all out on the line here. As Quinn keeps it in, takes a shot, he scores!
Aiden Kennedy gets the deflection in front.
Well, would you look at that, Phil? The caster's curse. What did I tell you? It is 8-2 Titans.
Great deflection by Kennedy here.
8-3.
As predicted by my color commentator earlier tonight, number 48 with the deflection. Good call there, Phil.
All right, let's get Nikki Norwood out there. We got one more. We got a senior to go there.
Ryan Algram too.
Oh, Algram. And well, Mitch has had his. So Ryan and Nikki, let's go.
Mitch has had a pair. As the Mount Carmel bench getting loud after that collision. 90
oh, and
seconds
Muller
to play.
comes back.
And now some pushing and shoving near side, and those two going after each other.
A little bit of a Donnybrook.
And we're going to get penalties here. That stops the clock.
You know, Aiden Kennedy thought that hit was up high. It was somewhat questionable. He came back with a hit, and then a Donnybrook broke out.
Let's see what we got of it.
Oh.
Well, it's a good thing these are on YouTube, Phil, not TV.
Yeah, the sponsors, you know, we don't have a 7-second dump button, do we?
Right. Yeah, you're exactly right.
Kennedy's got a smile on his face.
Looks like
Whoa.
he's getting kicked out,
Well, and
too.
it looks like they might be.
Or Moeller, I should say.
Well,
no, he's going to stay in.
Oh, they're going to have him go down to the other. It looks like, well, I wonder if Mueller came to the defense of Kennedy.
So,
Or, well, I don't know. Was it Mueller that was initially tied up there? I think it was. So I think Mueller defended himself.
At this point, they should be.
yeah, that was Moeller.
Okay. You know, 1:21 left. I don't know what the officials have. They've decided to run the clock here, so they're going to get this game over and done with before any more shenanigans.
So the clock is running at the Glenview Ice Center, and we'll see if we even drop the puck again. Shots on goal, 43-14. Titans 8-3. The score here at Glenview Ice Center.
Hey, Mitch, get on, sit over there. We're light 3 on our side.
Well, Vicky. Tell Vicky, she can change it.
I tell her that all the time. I don't want to be the guy.
Time keeps ticking here at the Glenview Ice Center as they sort out the penalties. 37 seconds to go on the power play clock, and we'll see what we've got here. We might not drop the puck again.
Doesn't look like it. I think the refs are fine to just run it out and call it a day.
So the Glenbrook South Titans have advanced to the round of 32 as they've got a date with St. Ignatius Gold. And the Titans come off the bench to celebrate with Cooper Kopinski, who led them in net. It's an 8-3 final score, an offensive masterpiece by Glenbrook South, and they have advanced to the next round.
You know, I'd have to say it wasn't the best game for the Titans, but they still came away with the victory today.
Wasn't bad. Not as good as yesterday.
Not as good as yesterday.
But they'll have a day off, a much-deserved day off before they play on Thursday.
Yeah.
This was 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
Or 5. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Played Tuesday.
They played a lot. So.
Yeah. Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, Saturday, off Friday, played Thursday, off Wednesday, played Tuesday, Monday, I think. So,
right. So
it might
deserved
be,
day off tomorrow.
Yeah.
Big game on Thursday against York. A much win. If they can win that game and then win LFA, they can jump into that 5 seed. So.
Yep, need to steal a point from the York game to move ahead of GBN in the standings.
1 point, we'll take a tie.
We'll take a tie.
Listen, gentlemen, in the 3-year history of Glenbrook South's second varsity team, this is the first ever AHAI State Playoffs victory for the Glenbrook South Titans blue team as they win 8-3. A nice performance. It may be the play-in, but the stats all count the same. And, well, it's going to be a tough task, but again, we said it on the broadcast earlier. They play the games for a reason. They've got a date with St. Ignatius Gold, their SHL team, who finished number 4 in the state and in the SHL. So it's going to be
and
a tough
play like
task.
You have nothing to lose, right? The pressure's on them, and just play hard.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity. You know, a handful of these players next year will be, you know, trying out for those varsity 1 spots because you have to replace the seniors that are graduating. So it'll be a great opportunity for some of the high skill players like Tutai or probably McCrulis to get in front of Coach Jimmy Senior and see if these are guys that will help propel that top squad. Of course, I'm projecting, you know, JV year, they were top 4. That same group of kids going to be pretty close together next year. So hopefully they can make a deep run in the state playoffs.
Well, Jimmy Philbin Sr. was in the house tonight. I think he left after the second period, though. That'll do it for our broadcast here at the Glenview Ice Center. Gerard Boris, our technical engineer, Mitch Adams on not only scoreboard, but our third commentary mic. We appreciate you joining us here on this Tuesday night, especially if you're a Mount Carmel fan. We thank you for finding your way to the South Hockey Network. And as for the Glenbrook South Titans, they've got a date with the St. Ignatius Wolfpack. That'll be at Fifth Third Arena down in Chicago. Date and time to be determined on that one. Phil, do you have any final thoughts?
Final thoughts, you know, it's basic hockey, right? Get it in, get it out, third man high, play the coverage. If the varsity 2 team can play that, I'd love to see them at least annoy Ignatius for the first period. I mean, I think that's got to be the goal for them. But in a smaller world, let's get that point against York. Let's beat LFA on Friday. Let's get a good seed into the AHL playoffs, and let's make a good push.
Well, and I agree with you, Phil. As you mentioned, that the top skill guys, Mendoza, Pinto on defense, you know, how they can cover that pretty well, pretty good St. Ignatius offense. Right?
Yeah.
So
Definitely. And I mean, that's one of the strengths of the Titans program right now at all levels is good defensemen. So hopefully they'll continue to rise to the top and keep this game close for us.
All right, well, Mitch Adams over there, Phil Kapinski. To my left, my name's Dylan Ward saying thank you for tuning in tonight. One more time, the final, Glenbrook South 8, Mount Carmel 3. Glenbrook South has advanced to the round of 32. AHAI State playoffs. We will see you next time right here on the South Hockey Network.
All right, Nora, go to bed. It's past your bedtime.
Good night.